So we've all noticed this trend on TikTok of de-influencing, and I just find it really interesting because I don't think de-influencing is the right word for it, to be honest, because there's only like a couple of creators who have talked about it in a way that would make a little bit more sense with this word. Like they actually said, oh, you don't actually need this, don't buy this, do you really need this particular cup or this particular hair dryer or whatever, right? But overall, all the videos that I've been seeing after those like first few is literally just people saying, you don't need this, I didn't like it, but you do need this product instead, this is better, or whatever. I don't really want to say anything about anybody in particular because I feel like a lot of people have missed the point, to be honest. And I think that we also need to realize that even though this thing has become a trend, just like with anti-hauls or any other trends like that, it's going to become a new tool for brands to sell to us. And also, I think that we need to talk about the fact that with a lot of influencer marketing right now, I realized that being a corporation is a very cushy position even nowadays, because like you are allowed to advertise to compare to being, for example, a creator, right? And by allowed to, I just mean that there's no responsible party. When people look at a company, they just blame the entirety of the company, right? With influencers, there's usually a face attached to the brand, you know? So that's also interesting to witness. But in all of these cases, in all of these videos, what I noticed is that like genuinely, what do you think the influencing is really? Because so many people think that de-influencing is just saying this popular thing is not worth your money, here's another thing that actually is worth your money, which is just, this is called reviewing reviewing products. It's not de-influencing. I love how every couple of years we come up with a new word for the same shit, like over and over and over again. Also, it's a little bit annoying to be so young and to already see so many things repeat themselves. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is just not right. I feel like usually people became kind of annoyed at recycled, repeated patterns when they're like 76 or 50 at least, you know? And I feel like I'm literally in my 20s and that's what I'm thinking about all the time. It's just like how is everything so boring? It's ridiculous. Another thing that I want to mention about de-influencing is that I noticed that a lot of people were saying things like, don't buy this extremely expensive product because you don't really need it, or like, can you really spend that much money on it and stuff like that. Those same people are talking about how like they don't have money or something like that, you know, like they are not high earning people or whatever it is they say. And I look at it as such a strange thing because, I don't know, those people who say things like that, I realize that it's a lot of people who have like a huge savings account that was, you know, created for them by their parents and they don't want to touch it. So, you know, they're kind of constantly saying that they're broke when they aren't. And I just fucking hate that. This is a phenomenon that I noticed in North America specifically. I don't know, maybe it's the same in Europe somewhere. I don't know. Let me know. But I guess with Anglophones in general, why do you say you're broke when you're not? Like, stop it. Stop it. Because I used to cover my friends in high school and in university and stuff like that because I thought that they genuinely like didn't have money for something, like for example for some food or something like that, when in reality I was eating fucking beans day in and day out. But I was like, oh my god, they don't even have money for beans or something, probably because they say that they're so broke that they don't have money for food. And then I realized that it's no, like they have money, they constantly have money, they just don't want to spend it. And their parents also made like a huge savings account for them that they don't touch because they want it for something big later. And you're like, do you not have any conscience at all? Because you can say that you don't want to spend that money, but don't say that you're broke, that you don't have it. Like, this is just such a ridiculous... All of this is connected though, because those people who are constantly talking about, oh, we need to de-influence you, we need to like tell you about this and that so you don't spend your money on this. Can you comfortably spend money on this, whatever? And it's like, okay, how do you even have that money to spend that you need somebody to tell you not to? So with this de-influencing thing, I think that like all of us need to develop some kind of buffer between us and our opinions and other people and their opinions. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't adjust your opinion based on new information and stuff like that, but I just mean that when I scroll on TikTok and there's a girl who's like putting on her makeup or whatever and her skin looks glowing, I don't go, what product is she using? She's probably got pretty good skin to begin with. I'm not saying that she's not doing anything to maintain it, that she didn't have any problems with her skin before, but I just don't think that it's healthy for us to see people look the way that they look and think that there's something we could do to look exactly like them, because there are limits. It's kind of the same with the influence, of plastic surgery, the way that a lot of people started looking the same because there are certain trends or certain surgeons that work in specific areas of the world, and then they start giving the same kind of surgery to everybody and everyone starts to look the same. That's fucking creepy, It's also a product. Even though it is a permanent one to a certain degree, it's still a product. For example, with me, I have clear skin. As you can tell, it hasn't always been like that because everyone in my family has like pretty bad skin when they're a teenager. First of all. Second of all, me and my brother had horrible skin growing up. We just don't have like the greatest genes, but I had to go to the dermatologist. I had to do it medically. I had to take medication for like half a year because my skin was so bad, and now it's clear, but it's not the same for everybody, and not everyone needs to do this kind of drastic things. And also we see ourselves a lot more up close, and we're a lot more familiar with what we look like, and we see a lot more imperfections on us. So if I come on here and I tell you that this product is working for me, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. Also, maybe actually de-influence ourselves. I feel like I like this trend, but at the same time I started to notice that only a few videos at the very beginning were actual de-influencing, and now it's just a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of people reviewing products and just giving you tips on how you should actually get this one because it's worth it or whatever. By the way, in this year of 2023, who the hell is buying a lot of makeup the way that people were buying it in 2015? Why? And also, sometimes I think about it and I'm like, how on earth were we ever influenced to buy anything that this was promoting to us? How did that happen? He never looked good. It makes no fucking sense that we would literally buy anything that he said. I was never really a fan of him, to be honest. I watched Tati more and Kathleen Light. Who the fuck else? Honestly, there were so many, but like smaller creators that I was watching back then. But these ones were so big, and I was like kind of respecting that they were that big. I was like, yeah, like probably they have some kind of merit. What were we thinking? Good lord, it's not like makeup was invented in 2014. I don't remember the creator, the influencer who got in trouble because of that lash situation, I tweeted about it a long time ago, maybe like a month ago when it actually happened. Can we just get rid of fucking Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson? I will start a goddamn campaign, because how many times are you gonna forget what they did? They say things like, oh well, Jeffree is like so honest, like that's like he's honest about the makeup opinions or whatever. He isn't. Let's start there, okay? Second of all, why would you ever want to look like this guy? Explain it to me. Third of all, he's a little bitch that keeps on flip-flopping in terms of his opinion just to fit whichever trend is popular right now, whichever demographic would actually accept him. He was trying to pander to liberals for a long time, being on their side, and now he completely flipped. He's doing these interviews where he's talking about how pronouns is like, what is a pronoun? Honestly, learn your damn language and you'll know what pronouns are. But I want to tell you right away, this fucker is not going to be tolerated on this channel, because I just dislike him so much with my whole entire being. The fakest bitch around. It's just gross. So just because he showed up and said that, yeah, that influencer is lying, I just don't think we should ever bring back that whole shit show that beauty influencer culture was back in the day. It's just so cyclical, it's like sickening. It's boring as shit. We need to come up with something new. I told you in my trends video that I'm bored and I want something stupid and lighthearted, like Brittany Broski being in a throuple with Psy and Yoongi. Like, I want something ridiculous and funny. I did not mean bringing back this skeleton to life. Like, no, I really wish there were more companies working on YouTube and on TikTok, like as some brands are working with people on YouTube and on TikTok in terms of having sponsorships that are like a minute long or whatever within the video that is presented as an ad. And I wish that those companies were cool, because the ones that we have right now, and you've seen them all over this goddamn website. I'm so bad at being an influencer, like genuinely so fucking terrible, because I just hate most of those companies. I work with those that are kind of harmless, I guess, in terms of their impact and whatever. Those ones that are professional to work with. But in general, I wish there was more companies I could genuinely work with and be really excited about it. Have some kind of interesting collaborations with them. Genuinely, what is going on with all of these influencers? Why is everyone so lame? I should be obsessed with people in this industry just so they like me, I guess, and I just don't. I mean, there are some people I like, but most people who are really big, who make a lot of money on YouTube, I absolutely hate. I hate Mr. Beast. I do. Bitch, I cannot look at that man without wanting to gag. Like, something is wrong with him, genuinely. This video turned into me hating on influencing, and like I am an influencer. I genuinely, like, if I didn't have any morals or taste in general, I think I'd be making a lot more money now. If you like some cool people online, I don't mean specifically influencers or whatever the fuck, but if you like some people for some particular reason, they could be someone who's primarily working online or someone who is in the entertainment industry, tell me about them, because I'm bored and I want someone new. And also, for the love of God, if you know some channels that are funny, not men humor too, something actually funny, send it my way too. I'm glad that we have these conversations about de-influencing. I'm really glad about that, because regardless of where it goes, regardless of where it ends up, I think that it is definitely great for us to even question our choices in terms of consumption. This was just like a little rant video. The whole point being is that de-influencing is not really de-influencing, and we need to de-influence harder. And I'm terrible at influencing. Just, why would I even pick this as my job, honestly? Like, it's because other jobs are hard to have. As someone who just had cancer. Anyway, thank you to my patrons. Thank you for watching. And I will see you soon. Bye.